in this computer.
Good. You mean let him in? Or you just said.
Yep.
All right, more people than I anticipated. Lovely.
All right. All right. Happy Thanksgiving for all those in the US. And for those not in the US, another day. We'll get started in about a minute. We get some people late arrivers. That's what you get when you hold a meeting at Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. So we actually had a conversation about this last week about holding the session today still. And Josh and Kevin decided, we'll keep doing it anyways. Because not everyone is in the US, just to remember. There are a lot of people all around the world joining us, and we want to make sure others will catch them on the replay as well.
That's right.
Last week about best practice email. Last week about best practice email. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll respond to Maya. Yes, I'm in Canada, so yes, I'm aware. And at the same time, did you mention something last week about a best practice email, or did I mention it? I'm trying to remember the conversation. Templates. I think about frameworks. People wanted some frameworks, I guess with all the markdowns, like a framework for a best practice. I think we talked about that briefly. If not, let's we'll touch on that later on. Let's see how the conversation goes today with how you approach it. All right, guys. So let us get started. Thank you for joining us today. So the process today is, or it's week 2, day 4, and we are joined by Joshua and Kevin from Levrg AI. We are going to be talking about voice AI today and voice AI, and we will be focused on finding a niche, talking about their pain points, how would you solve their pain points, pricing their pain points, and at the same time, then once you priced it out, you understand how to solve their pain points, how would you go about building out the voice AI prompt to solve that pain point yourself? So we have an hour, we have a breakdown of how we're going to approach it, and really people want to see hands-on. This is where Levrg AI has a lot of experience. They've been, I guess, if we want to say you guys are like the OG of voice AI. You've been doing voice AI before we even started doing voice AI. You've been doing voice AI for over a year and a half. And if you've been doing it for over a year and a half, that means you guys are old in this space.
Yeah,
Ancient.
man. We invested a lot of money to be at the very front of the adoption curve. That's for sure.
Absolutely. So with all that said, I will hand it over to Joshua and Kevin. You guys take over. I'm going to mute myself, turn off my video. I will be helping out in some of the comments. Your team can help out in the comments. Nick from my team will help on the comments as well. And then if people have questions along the way, just raise your hand. Then Josh will bring you on the mic to talk, just so we can keep the conversation and your presentation flowing. All right, show is
Wonderful.
yours.
Amazing. Thank you so much for what's up, everybody. How is everyone doing? I like this to be a little bit engaging because today's going to be more like presentation style. And you'll have to forgive me. I'm in a room. It's not very well lit. I'm at my parents' house. And I used to live here and used to have a setup here, but the setup is now at my new house. So um, give me a 1 in the chat if you are observing Thanksgiving today. Give me a 2 if you are not. All right, 2, 2, 2, 1. All right. More people that's actually pretty split down the middle right there. Cool. All
Well,
right.
welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. I am hosting a whole house full of people. I'm mostly going to stay on mute. Joshua's going to take lead. But thank you for being here. Whether you are or are not celebrating Thanksgiving today, we appreciate your time, and we're going to bring a lot of value today. So let's get going.
Absolutely. Yeah, we got a good session prepared for y'all today. So to kick us off, I want to say that I'm extremely grateful for high level. I'm extremely grateful for AI and what it has enabled me and my business partner to accomplish in the past year. And because I'm feeling so grateful, I've added a ton of value into this training today. And I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to the document that we're going to be walking through together. Again, I want this to be engaging. So if you guys have questions while I'm talking, feel free to drop them in the chat and I will address them as I'm presenting. I'll be honest, yeah, I prepared this document and I'm going to go through it. But it's kind of shooting from the hip. That's how I like to do things. I don't do well when I'm too prepared. So I'm just going to walk through this casually with you guys. It'll be more like a conversation than anything, but I'm going to go ahead and drop the link to it. So this is a document. You guys can pull it up. It has all of the prompts, the workflow snapshots that you can actually take. It's all done for you, right? So what I'm going to be going through today, I wanted to stick everything here so that you guys don't have any questions about how to set it up or anything like that. So there's all your assets. Now I'm going to share my screen and we're going to walk through this together. Okay. So, um, there's a good bit of information in here, but it's not overwhelming. I've tried to fashion it in a way that is easily digestible. So let's go into it real quick. Can everybody see my screen? Drop a 1 if you can see my screen, please. 1 in the chat if you can see my screen. 111. Yep. Awesome. Cool. All right. So here's what we're going to cover. 5 main things. What niche? I picked out a niche for us. And then that is automotive, which is really scheduling a test drive. And then we're going to go into the agency pricing strategy, the main problems that it solves. And then we're going to go into a live build. I've actually already built it out, but I'm going to show you how I built it out. So we're going to go back through the process that I went through to get to where everything is at now. And then I'm going to walk you through the workflow, but I want to be super clear. The objective for this specifically is so that you guys can ask us questions about prompt engineering more so than workflow creation. I think maybe next week or a following week, we could go into workflow creation to really make the prompt more robust. But what the main focus for this call is to show you how we've created a prompt, because a lot of people have the most questions around that. So that's what I've kind of geared this towards, and I've just given you the workflows that we use internally to basically answer any questions about the workflows themselves. Okay, so what I'm going to give you is inside this document. You'll see. I bet some of you have already found it, but it's a snapshot link. I created a blank sub account and I just uploaded 2 workflows. So those are the only 2 things you're going to need to grab, and they're going to be the things we go through today. So with that being said, the voice AI to human handoff using internal notifications to contact the lead after the voice AI calls them, and then the voice AI to chat AI handoff to have the AI contact the lead to find another time. So what I mean by that is there is 2 snapshots basically of the workflows. One of them, and this is in this use case, it is somebody calls into a dealership and they want to schedule a test drive. And we'll go, I'll call the AI so you guys can hear it live. And I tested it once. I didn't test it too much or refine it too much because I wanted to be able to show you how we would modify some of those things. So I give you both of those snapshots below. I even went to the extent of creating a table of contents over here on the left so you guys can navigate this document easily. And then we're going to end it off with Q&A. As a bonus, I also threw in some stuff about how to update your API bearer token, because that is one of the things you need to do inside of the workflow if you want to be able to make the voice AI much more robust in its capabilities. And the way that we do that, we'll explain in just a minute. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so the main pain points of the automotive industry that AI can solve. So I tried to keep this super simple. There's a lot of different ways that you can position and market your messaging around what problems AI will solve. However, I think, and this is based on just working with hundreds of different clients, AIs, building custom AI solutions for them, what we've heard from them. And essentially, we've done that in every different industry. For automotive, it's missing calls and potential clients going to the competitor because of the missed call. And then number two, it's unable to handle volume of calls. Traditionally, the only option is to hire more people. So like if you have a bunch of people calling in, then if you only have 3 people on your front desk receptionist, like the ladies at the front desk, or you have a phone line operator, the number of calls that can come in is limited to that, to those number of people, right? And then putting hot leads on hold for a human live call transfer runs the risk of them not converting. And so those are the main 3 points. And so to dig a little deeper into that, the agency pricing strategy is, well, and I'll kind of, so this is like problem. Think about like, what is the pain, and then what is the desired solution? I've kind of positioned it like that. Like your main pain points are here, but then the benefits to the business is like, what is the thing on the opposite side of the spectrum of that pain that would be the solution? So that is, and this is pretty much how you communicate this. So like today, I'm super excited for somebody because somebody may need right now, they may feel a lot of financial pressure. You guys may feel like you need to go out and make a quick sale. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I resell GHL at $297 a month. I would have to sell 10 clients to make 3K. I'm excited for the person that is gonna go into their local city, find every automotive dealership, take exactly what I've built here and go and make them an offer, because I know somebody is gonna do it. And it just depends on how hungry you are, because I know that that it's possible to do that, because we sell this stuff for 30K and I'm going to recommend you sell it for 3 to 5K. And the way that you communicate that value is that you'll never lose another lead to a competitor again simply by putting them on hold for too long, or because you couldn't pick up the phone. How much is that worth for one client, for one person that wants to schedule a test drive? Well, if you sell a $50,000 car, a Range Rover, a $100,000 car, that's worth $100,000 in revenue to the business, right? Most people, and this the premise here is it simply just gets the job done. Most people calling in are simply just ticking a box. If they can't tick it with you, they'll tick it with somebody else. And the psychological principle here is that the box is ticked without putting them on hold or making them wait. And then you'll also empower your current staff to maintain focus on higher priority items as opposed to answering calls. All right. Drop a 1 if this is making sense. This is about the communication of value to the business that justifies a setup fee. All right. This is how we frame things. It's a lot of what we talk about in our sales training, is how we frame what we offer so that we can justify a higher setup fee, really, because you're going to be making these businesses lots of money. It's 3 to 5K setup. Like I said, we do 30, but there's a little bit more than we do than just an inbound voice receptionist. Okay. And then ongoing, our standard ongoing is 10 to 15% of the setup fee as a monthly retainer for managed services. And then the way you justify that is you simply would compare it to the monthly cost of having a phone line operator, which would be between 3 to 5K per month, or 3 front desk receptionists to handle everything. That would be about 10 to 15K a month. It pays for itself in cost savings, and it provides a quantifiable opportunity cost savings. Again, coming back to the example of how much would it cost you, or how much would it benefit you to secure one client that otherwise would have gone to a competitor. If you're selling a Range Rover, about 100K, you know what I mean? So the cost savings and the opportunity cost savings, that's where the setup fee is justifiable. Okay. Now let's get into the live build. So I've actually, hang on, let me get a drink of Gatorade first. Before I actually continue, does anybody have any questions about anything that I've covered so far? If you do, go ahead and drop it in the chat. I'm gonna take a breath because I'm talking kind of fast. Yeah, what do you mean callers are just ticking a box? Well, yeah, so like what I mean is on my to-do list, I have numbers of things to do throughout a day. And that's literally ticking a box. Like, oh, I got to call the bank. I got to call my insurance company. I got to pay this bill. I got to get the plumber here. I want to schedule a test drive for a new car because I want to land a Range Rover, right? You know what I mean? And so like, I'm just ticking a box. And so if I can't go to one person, if if after Thanksgiving somebody clogs my toilet because they ate too much food, I'm going to call somebody. I'm going to be like, yo, my toilet is clogged. And then I'm going to keep calling until somebody's like, I can come there ASAP, or I have an expectation of when they're going to be. So that's what I mean by that. And Maya says, so literally just walk into the nearest car dealer, mortgage agent, wherever, and just start talking to the receptionist. Will cold calling phone work? Cold calling will work in the future, not right now. Would not use it for that. And then let's see here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can just walk in and be like, hey, got an idea. It could be great, could be terrible, but just curious, how much would it benefit you guys if you had a AI receptionist handle all of your inbound phone calls? Do you think that you could, would you be opposed to introducing me to the decision maker here so I can learn a little bit more about the business? Like if I was door knocking businesses, that's exactly what I would do. Does the 10 to 15% of setup monthly fee cover the cost of minutes? We rebill. So I don't care about the cost of minutes. We rebill. The client will cover that. Yep. And then do you charge clients for usage? No, I do not. I don't like that because you know how much volume you have to do to make your make what you would make just for charging 10 to 15%. Unless you have somebody that's running like 100,000 minutes a month, and it's just like you can justify it with math. Other than that, no, I wouldn't. And it's also like they pay in setup fee and like managed service for monthly recurring, so we can keep the usage low for them. You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, any dollar amount is too much. So I would rather them in their mind like compartmentalize paying me for the managing it and building it, and then ongoing, like how much it costs to use it be less versus the other way. Because no matter what, they're gonna have a problem with it. So I'm gonna like try to, in their mind, segment those two things. Like after you own it, this is how much it costs to use it. I'm not gonna mark up anything for that. But like for me to manage it and build it for you, that's where the value is. That's where I'm gonna charge. So that's all on that point. All right, cool. I'm gonna move on because those are a few questions there. Thanks for those. Yep. My partner said outcome ROI focused consultative sales. Beautiful. All right, so let's dive into this stuff. If you guys were on our call last week, you would have gotten the example that I used for a med spa. And so what I did was I came to ChatGPT and I said, I need, okay, so in full transparency, guys, we actually had another automotive prompt. And then what I did was I took this old prompt and like the last support call I broke down like, hey, when you're building a prompt, you want it to be sectioned by numbers like this. And you like 1, 2, A, B, C, 3, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. And that just helps keep things on track for the AI. So what I did was, okay, I had another prompt. And honestly, if you didn't have another prompt, ChatGPT will fill it in for you. And all I said was, I want you to model the example I have pasted here. Do not change the copy from the Range Rover example. Keep the use case for the test drive, but analyze the structure of the med spa example, which is this one, like the structure of it, the frame of it, and then make it exactly like the med spa format. So I gave it the Range Rover one, and then literally like the step before this, all I would do is like I'd be like, I need a prompt for this use case. Somebody calling in and needing to schedule a test drive. I want it, and you would obviously, you can give it some more details, and it'll create the prompt for you. But I used, because I went through and manually structured this one, right? So like I know what I wanted the output to look like. I just wanted the messaging and the copy to be changed, right? So I came in here and I said, here's the two things, make it like the same but not the same. And it did it. And that is right here. Generate the specific use case using GPT Claude. And that is this link right here, the Levrg AI automotive prompt. So you guys have full access to this. I see some of you are already in it. and it is the prompt that we put right here. Okay, so should bring clarity to that. I'm not going to spend too much time on like using ChatGPT to generate that. All I did is literally like it did what I asked it to do, and this was its output. I copied and pasted that right here, and I hyperlinked that here, and then I pasted it here. Okay. So let's go through the prompt real quick to kind of show you what kind of stuff we're covering, and primarily because that's what the majority of this call is to be about. We've got 40 minutes left, so we're making pretty good time. All right. So we have the role and purpose overview, which states the role and the objective. Oops, the name there is wrong. It's Jennifer. And then we have the objective, and we have the Range Rover background, services, audience, promotional offer, location, insert location details. So, I mean, I live in Nashville, so I'll just say Nashville, Tennessee. Direct callers to Google or the website details. I don't even want it to do that, so I'm just going to delete that. Guidelines for handling caller queries, immediate question response, mandatory scheduling, all this good stuff. And we have the booking and process and script flow. Since this initial greeting is already covered for inside of the agent details, I'm actually just going to delete that and then change this to 4.1. See what it said. All right. Okay, and I'll show you why I did that strategically. You see, it says, if seeking in specific model, the opener message is, hey, thanks for calling Range Rover. Would you like to schedule a time to take one of our Rovers for a spin? So that's our opening message. So I pick up right with what the opening message says. Okay. If interested in a specific model for a test drive, and then it already gave you some information above, like are you interested in this spacious Range Rover or the more compact Evoque? And honestly, guys, one thing I do mention in this document over here is that underneath pricing, FAQs, and knowledge base, ChatGPT will already know this information because it's connected to Wikipedia and it has billions of data points already trained in its native knowledge base, like OpenAI's knowledge base. So it knows a lot already. That's why, like, if you ask it questions about any industry, it will be able to give you information without you training it on that. A lot of people don't know that. So I actually don't need to include any information about the Range Rovers, and it will be able to answer questions regarding it. Okay. And in the core booking sequence, confirm, critical steps, frame the next steps, frame that the concierge will reach out to you to confirm, and then collecting contact information, verifying spelling. This may be something we want to edit a little bit together after we test it for the first time together. Additional scenarios, if the caller seeks more information, if not ready to book, request human assistance, and then closing the call. A lot of people, I bet a bunch of you can like relate with what I'm about to say, is when you get to the end of the phone call with the AI and it just cuts off, right? It doesn't say goodbye or anything like that. You have to give it this format helps a ton, the like having it labeled for each section and then numbering that, and then telling it what to say exactly in the closing phrase. And then after the caller says goodbye, end the call immediately. This has worked for me every time I've had it in the prompt, and I have not had any issues with the call hanging up thus far. Do I find that Claude is better than ChatGPT for prompt generation? Hey, Dan, if you don't mind putting your question in the chat, that'd be great. So I actually used Claude at first for this, and I found that the output, like they were pretty much the same in my opinion, the structural output, like, and literally all I mean is how this is number, section, bullet point, next number, line space, like that kind of format. Claude is like weird on the way that it outputs sometimes. And like it's not uniform and it's not like it doesn't make the most sense. So like I like Chat GPT personally. That's just my opinion. Dan Doyle said, oh, sorry, Dan, you did put it there. If they state what model they like right off the bat, will the agent still ask what model they're interested? No, like I mean, I'll try that and you'll see what happens. So whenever I call it, we'll do that. Let's see, where were we? Okay, that's the prompt. Any questions on the prompt? That answers already so much. Cool. You're welcome. All right, and then let's go into the actions. So I put this picture in there. You can zoom way in on it to see what the call transcript action looks like. But I want to talk on two things real quick. For call transfer. Oh, wait, what do you think about okay, yeah, I used the original GPT prompt to like fashion this. I'll just say this. What I gave you works very well. So just use it. And then call transfer. You can do a call transfer. Like you can have that as a standard action, just kind of like defaulted on there. But you'll notice I didn't even include it in the prompt, but it's active as an action here. So you'll see if the user wants to talk to a human, it's available to do that. Okay. And then the prompt doesn't include that as an action though, because the reason being, what was the point I made there? Here it is. You can use this, but they will be put on hold until the person is available, which defeats the purpose of why we're creating this use case. Again, coming back to the pain, putting hot leads on hold is a conversion bottleneck. That's the premise. So you can do this, but if the problem that we're trying to solve is putting leads on hold, then why would you do this? You can have it as a default, but that's just a logical fallacy in my opinion. And then custom values, most important is save call transcripts. And what this allows you to do is do a lot more with the information by using GPT to analyze the transcript. We'll get into that in just a second when we go into the workflow. And then we have send SMS. You can see I don't have that active because I honestly didn't have time with putting this guide together to include this. I would have, but it's something that I wanted to show you that you could do. If you wanted to, optionally, as a recap of your conversation and setting expectations for what will happen next, you can program that in the workflow very easily. It can literally just be a wait step at the top, just being like, hey, here's the recap of our conversation, and have a wait step, and then add it to the workflow. And then that would suffice. But that would not be inside this. I do want to point out, sending the SMS is for during the call. Okay, so if you're ordering a pizza or something, like Bent from oh man, forget the Extendly, where's Bent from? Extendly. Yeah, I think it's Extendly. But anyway, he did a demo on how to order a pizza, right? So in that demo, cool. In that demo, it texts him and it confirmed that was using this. But like you can either have it at the beginning of the workflow that we're about to go into, or you can have it here. So anyway, side point. And we already covered pricing, FAQs, and knowledge base. All right, cool. So before we move on into the workflow, one final thing here. Again, the save transcript update contact field is the most important. Now, here's what you do. You have to create a custom field. I forgot to add this in the document, exactly how you do it, but I hope you guys know you add a custom field or custom value, sorry, and then you would say that value is transcript. Was it custom value or custom field? Try custom value. See transcript. There we go. Yep, it's custom field. And then you're going to save the transcript into that custom field, right? Here, boom, boom, boom. All right. What's the update in the field? The entire call transcript. Examples, I just wrote the entire call transcript because I didn't have an example to give it. It should be it's self-explanatory and it gets it. So that is the most important part for the custom values and the custom actions. Can it verify caller is in the correct area for the service by zip code or address? Great question, Keith. I'll show you exactly how that can be done. Not exactly. I'll point you in the right direction to make that happen because it's going to need somebody like our CTO. Guys, by the way, I'm the founder, CEO, along with my co-founder. I'm the co-founder along with my co-founder, Kevin. Our CTO is the brains behind our operation. So he helped me create all this. And I kind of just know enough to be dangerous. I just like to be able to communicate it along the strategy. So pardon me if I have to think through some of these steps. I did not build this original system. So our team did. All right. Let's see here. Now, if you guys click this link here, it'll take you to the place where you can import this snapshot into your sub account. And these two snapshots very simply are, let me go over to ours, automation. There's two of them. It is automotive GHL voice post call actions and GHL voice post call actions. I'm actually, and you guys are going to have to do this on your end whenever you import it. And also, I don't know if anybody else has been experiencing this, but there's been like this glitch where I click on a workflow and it takes me to the dashboard and I have to like open a new window. So if am I looking into that? That'd be cool. I have to start a new tab and it stops it. All right. So let's come back here. GHL voice. All right. So we're going to go ahead and just look at the one for the use case that we just built. Cool. Now coming back to our document over here. All right. So I grabbed the description of the workflow here and I pasted it in here. It's pretty simple. Basically, it starts with assigning a user and then analyzing the call transcript. And then it's looking for, inside the analyze call transcript, we give it a specific format to output. So this is a GPT prompt using 4.0. We upload the custom values in here. You see, gives it a task, instructions, specifies the format as ISO 8601. And then it tells it like that's the output that we're looking at. And then the most important rule. And then if it doesn't find a date, basically what this is saying is, hey, look for a date. If you don't find a date, mark this thing as null. And if it's null, it goes down one path, meaning it did not find an appointment, a date or time. But if it does in the GPT analysis of the transcript, it's going to lead it down another path. So if it's marked as null, it's going to go to the branch that says no appointment was booked. And if no appointment was booked, it's going to send an internal notification to the assigned user saying, hey, name, you need to reach out to name at their phone number and email to secure a time for a concierge test drive. They want to schedule for this and this. And if we wanted to assign the type of or make or model of vehicle that they want to try out, then we could just put in another custom value for that and then pull it out as well. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a second. In fact, I'll show you what that means in just a moment. But basically, and then it adds a tasks and then it adds a tag. So if after the internal notification is sent, it will say confirm booking and follow up with contact name and assigns to me and it's due in 1 day. And then we add a tag. It says appointment not booked by AI. But if there was a date and time found, it will update that for the booking field, and it will use an API call. I know this is getting advanced, so we can have questions about this. And if you guys have questions about workflow specifically, I encourage you to, I'll tell you how you can submit them outside of this call in just a moment. But my team is the expert with the API call stuff. I know just a little bit. And also in this document, I show you how to do this part. So with the custom webhook, you see here down where it says update API bearer token. This is where you get your API stuff. You got to go to private integrations and then create a new API bearer token. And then underneath this custom webhook, it's underneath the header section. I have the full breakdown of how to do this right here. But you basically save your bearer token underneath a custom value, and then it will be able to make this API call. Okay. And then from that step, essentially, if they find a date, it will send them like the appointment time they request. So let me recap. Person calls in, says, "Hey, I want to test drive this car at this time," and then the voice AI is like, "Great, I need to pass you over to our concierge. You'll hear it in a minute. I'll call. I need to pass you over to our concierge to confirm that the vehicle is available at that time." And then so it collects the information and then it sends over to the person, and it analyzes, after the call ends, it analyzes the transcript and says, was there a date or a time found? If yes, then see if the appointment is available at that time. If the appointment is not available, then you must send it to the assigned user to be able to reschedule them in for a time that does work. If it is not available, sorry, that's vice versa. If it's not available, oh, wait, no, it wasn't. That was right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting mixed up. If it was available, you'll see here, it'll book them in to the contact. So this is an SMS. It'll send them exactly what time they booked for, and then basically where they're meeting at. So, and then here's I gave you guys a bonus. I know there's a lot of questions. We'll start answering questions in a second. You can have AI do this, right? So if the appointment wasn't booked, we can have the AI, conversational AI, not a human, handoff. So I'm going to come back to one of my first points about what we're going to cover, right here. Voice AI to human handoff using internal notifications to contact the lead. That is this example. Okay. Hang on. This example, voice AI to chat AI handoff to have AI contact the lead to find another time, is this one. And I have this, again, I have this broken down inside the document right here. How to pass off to AI. And it's the only thing that changes in this is literally this step, the branch. Instead of notifying user, it simply adds in a tag called AI off, and then we pass it over to the appointment booking conversation AI bot right here, which basically goes in to book them in. So it's essentially, that's the handoff. So you guys can be able to use this. You can program this however you want. And then if the time was available, it'll book them in. If the time wasn't available, you now have two options, and you know how to configure them, and you have the workflows already made about either handing off to a human, notifying them internally, or passing over to the chat AI to find another time. So everything's already in here for you guys. And I think that's it. The API bearer token, we kind of covered that. Configuring the workflows, the snapshot link is there. Prompts are there. Guys, I covered all the material in my presentation. So the only other thing left to do is to call it and see how it does. Any other questions before we call it? Oh, we got a few. All right. Cool. Who's ready for me to call it? Type of one in the chat if you want me to call it now.
Me, I'm ready.
All right.
Let's go.
I am gonna dial it. However, I do want you guys to know that it takes a little while to answer. This is the other thing that I don't know if this is because I've heard other people demo it and it picks up. So I don't know if yeah, okay, you know. Okay. Sorry. Don't mean to add insult to injury. Okay, can you guys hear my hear it? Or do I need to turn up background? I'm gonna turn off the background.
We can't hear it.
Can you know?
Perfect.
Hey, thanks for calling Range Rover. Would you like to schedule a time to take one of our Rovers for a spin?
Perhaps. I'm kind of curious what you guys got.
Awesome. Are you looking for something spacious like the Range Rover? Or maybe a more compact option like the Evoque?
What else do you have?
We also have the Range Rover Sport and the Velar. Each has its own unique style and features. Is there a particular model that catches your eye?
No, what's the difference between the Sport and the Evoque?
Great question. The Range Rover Sport is larger and offers more power, making it ideal for those who want a dynamic driving experience with extra space. The Evoque, on the other hand, is more compact and stylish, perfect for city driving while still offering luxury features. Which one sounds more like your style?
The Sport.
Excellent choice. The Range Rover Sport is a fantastic vehicle. Would you like to schedule a test drive to experience it firsthand?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. When would you like to come in for the test drive? Our showroom is open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Can we do Friday at 2 p.m.?
Perfect. So, just to confirm, you're interested in test driving the Range Rover Sport on Friday at 2 p.m. Is that correct?
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you for those details. Our dedicated Range Rover concierge will need to verify the vehicle's availability for your preferred time. They will contact you shortly after our call to either confirm your selected time or discuss alternative options that work best for you. Does that sound good?
So somebody's going to reach out to me to see if Friday at 2 p.m. is available, or is that what's going to happen?
Exactly. Our concierge will reach out to confirm if Friday at 2 p.m. works or suggest another time if needed.
All right, that's cool.
Great. Could I have your full name, please?
Yeah, it's Josh Collier.
Thank you, Josh. Could you please spell your first and last name to ensure I have it correctly?
Joshcollier.
Got it, Josh Collier. And what's the best phone number for our concierge to reach you?
931-704-6488.
Just to confirm, your number is 931-704-6488. Is that correct?
Yep, that's good.
Perfect. Our concierge will contact you shortly to confirm everything. We're excited to help you experience the Range Rover Sport. Is there anything else I can assist with?
No.
All right. Thank you for choosing Range Rover. We look forward to providing you with an exceptional test drive experience. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Wow. Oh my gosh, Thomas says. So good, right? Who thinks they can go out there and sell this for $5K to a dealership? Press a 1 in the chat. All right, now, I don't want to wait for this thing to analyze everything because it's going to take a little bit, but I'll let you know. I tested this before. Hang on, I got to turn off my background. My Zoom is literally frozen. Oh my goodness, this is not good. I can't do anything right now. Hold on. Oh wait, there we go. I can't change any of my settings. My share screen is locked.
While you're trying to figure that out, I just want to say that was like a very smooth demo. The voice was pretty solid. How it handled it, how it responded back to repeating your numbers actually wasn't so fast, it was on pace. You actually gave it very quickly. You read the numbers out so quick. I couldn't even understand all the numbers. Even your name itself, you said so fast, and the agent picked it up and repeated it perfectly. It caught it all. The tables were turned. You went fast and it went slow versus the other way around.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't that awesome? So I'm going to try to show you guys because I want you to have proof that it works, but this stupid background is not letting me do it. Um,
All we can see is your Bucky's hoodie.
I know.
There,
It's
I saw it for a
not
split second. You're gone. You're gone.
all right. This Zoom background is very effective. All right.
Yes.
Yep.
There we go.
All right, I'm gonna come back. It sent me the message. I tried it the first time. It texted me and confirmed the appointment, but it was on a test calendar because I just created a test calendar for this, and it doesn't have the custom field filled in. If you connect it to a live calendar, it will fill in that custom value, but there's no thing associated with it. I just want to show you it worked. The time was available for us. It referenced the calendar. It went through. It found the time. And if I hate that I can't even maximize my window right now. I'm tiny. So you're gonna have to read me the questions that are coming through, and my team is gonna have to help. So it's Q&A from here. It works. I have proof. I'll show you later. I can screenshot it. You saw it for a second. All right. Kevin, can you help me out with questions in the chat since I'm kind of stuck here?
Yes, I will try. I'm trying to keep my grandmother away from the dip because she needs to
Okay.
be careful of how much salt she
You
can
help
Yeah,
me
have.
out.
yeah, I got it.
I'm
I got it.
sorry.
Kevin, I
I'm
got you. Don't worry.
sorry. I appreciate you guys.
All right, so let me go backwards. Will you share your demo AI's phone number so we all can use it? As Maya was asking, the phone number that you called in.
No.
What else can I sell them after selling them voice AI?
What can you sell them?
Like what else? What's an upsell after you pitch a dealer?
Chat AI, or you can bundle them together and charge them 10K.
All right, so then
Yeah, and so just to be like extremely clear about like how we're able to charge $30,000 for even just a 60-day working period with clients is it's all very ROI outcome focused, right? We are the AI experts, but tech doesn't validate a $30,000 price point for a 60-day working period. Wealthy clients buy outcomes, right? So if you can get on a call with them or get in front of them and do the math on how many leads are sitting in their database, how many missed calls they are having, what the average annual value of one sale is, and you can justify a 2x or more ROI in just a 60-day working period, and you can charge amazing amounts of money. And everybody's happy because even though we charge 30K, I mean, we have a client currently, 500,000 leads sitting in their database. They're a $150 million a year company, 55-person sales team. They were about to hire 30 to 50 more salespeople. Instead, we came in, 60-day working period, 30K, popped up the chat and voice AI, full AI sales team to handle 80% of the busy work that the team couldn't handle because they have about 12,000 new leads coming in every month that they're competing on. So this 500,000 lead list that is accumulated over the past 3 years or so, they just couldn't get to it, right? And so just over the past 30 days, they have booked, as of yesterday when I checked, they booked 271 appointments off of 3-year-old leads. And the average value of, even if they close at 10%, we're talking about $10 million in revenue for them. Just
I
off
got
those
the updated
appointments alone.
numbers. I
Yeah.
switched to my phone. Yeah, in just like exactly 30 days, we're at 275 appointments. Let's show you. There we go.
And this
275
is just an
appointments.
AI DVR on 3-year-old leads. So this is
Yeah.
going to be an exponential, you know, the profits are going to be exponential for them. DVR,
yeah,
database
database records.
reactivation.
All right, sweet. For next question.
Dan was asking, I have a question about approaching dealerships specifically with a phone number. When the bot reads back numbers like phone or VIN, can we create breaks or pauses?
So like instead of like adding in, read like 3 numbers at a time, take like a half-second pause, read the next 3, and then do
Yeah,
that.
Have something like that. I hope you don't mind me unmuting. Like the VIN number,
No,
I
you're
have
good.
it for somebody, and it's like 16, 17 digits. And you have to be like so you have to comprehend what it's saying so fast just to confirm that it's your VIN number. So it'd be cool if like middle of it, like it breaks it in half. And then the question I had about the phone number, when you guys are going into a car dealership, this has to be linked to our LC phone number. Where is that phone number getting plugged in or forwarded into a car dealership? Because they have, complicated phone systems. So how like I don't understand how I would make that work. Am I porting a number that they
Yeah,
have? They
you're porting it,
forwarding?
trunking, and then yeah, forwarding or sorry, porting it is how it would be done. And then you do that on Twilio or Lead Connector. And then the DHL dev team I know can help out with that as well.
Okay, so they're taking one of their phone numbers, porting it in, and
I would
that's
use
where
Twilio or Text Grid.
okay.
Yeah. By the way, chat that's not my forte. My team definitely would know the answer to that, but Chat GPT would definitely have an answer for you on that. Couldn't they just have one of their phone lines forwarded? Yeah, they could just do that too. They could have one of their existing phone lines forward to the LC phone number. I'm glad I'm not the only one here. I know some things. I don't know everything though. Thank you, Keith. All right, and I'll put this in the chat right here. Keith, inventory questions. Let's see. Can you repeat the question, please? You can actually come on camera or mic audio right now. We're done with the presentation. Can you hook it up to a real-time inventory? Ooh, man, that's a good question.
I think that's a good question for Fur to answer. I mean, based on where things are at currently with AI employee, is that possible?
So currently, no. I'm going to check on our roadmap where we are because I know this is it's come up a few times. People are asking for real-time lookups of information through webhooks. It's a great question to have, and it'll make it that much more powerful. So that is something absolutely that we will have on our roadmap.
I have an idea for a workaround. So what you could do is, how I use GPT to analyze. Let's see, Ahmed, come on here and answer that question. You're here. Your brother's not.
Hey guys, if I may, I can jump in also. I'm Guido. I also work for Levrg. How are you guys? What I can say about this is, hey guys, how are you? So as soon as we can use any of the custom fields, like if we can use custom fields inside of the prompt, we will be able to do that, Keith, because what we can do is anytime before the calls, you can do an API call. You can maybe do a consultation to an Excel or whatever. I mean, wherever you have that information, we can make like a I don't remember the word right now. It's like I get. It's I get HTTP action, so you can get that information and you can use it to populate that field inside of GHL and then use it in the call. For the moment, it's not possible because we don't have the possibility to add any kind of field inside the call. But as soon as it's enabled, we will be able to do it.
I know what to do. Guido, thank you so much on top of that. So you actually, well, something that you just said led me to the answer or a conclusion. And it is a workaround, Keith. So what you have to do is, you know how I use GPT to analyze the transcript? So what you have to do the same thing, except you can use an API call to connect to any, like using Nation, Make, or Zapier, and cross-reference it with an Excel sheet, pull data from an Excel sheet. You can make a workaround using a third-party tool and an outbound webhook to do that. You would essentially use GPT to do it, though. You would cross-reference the transcript with the inventory feed. Both of those data sources plus AI should be able to make that happen. And here's the kicker. You would need to use the workflow that is the booking workaround and a handoff to the chat AI to then feed that information as a text message with a conversational AI to the contact. So you're taking the transcript, using the Make automation, feeding it back to conversational AI to generate a message to send to the contact.
How do you like that, Fer?
Always
You're welcome. Question for Fer. Do you have a written overview of the full extent of capabilities of the AI voice so I know what I can promise and not?
I just have that internal document that I shared with you guys in terms of limitations overall. But now I'm gonna have to make it look a little prettier before I share it. So I will add a few more elements to it, add some items on the roadmap as well, just so you have a spec sheet of knowing where we're going with it as well. So I will share it, but give me a few days to kind of clean up a bit.
Promise everything, then tell Fer to make it happen. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Well, this is the high level way. We will make it happen. I've been given a clear-cut mandate of when people ask for things, say yes and get on the roadmap. Let's go. I'm like, okay. So if people have enough demand, we have a wish list. It's in the community. I put the list out there. It's ideas.gohighlevel.com/AI employee. Anything people want the bot to do, the agent to do, direction you want to go, put it there. Because that's what the product team is going to look at in terms of getting inspiration of how to reorganize the roadmap.
Love it. We're coming up on time, and my family is about to eat dinner. So anybody that wants more resources like this, we got 2 free communities. We're going to be putting stuff in the GHL Facebook community as well. There's the link in the chat. It's been awesome today. I'm glad you guys, or hope you guys got a ton of value out of this. Happy Thanksgiving for the people that are in the States. If you're in Canada, not happy Thanksgiving to you. Happy Thursday. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you very much, everyone.
We got to get these replays out. Let me know what you need from me to help with that.
I don't need anything from you.
Okay.
I got it all under control now.
I'm just trying to help, brother.
I got it. I'm recording it locally to my desktop. Once the call ends, it will publish it on my desktop. I created my own little private YouTube channel. It's all within my control. Last week, so people keep asking for replays last week. You're not getting those because I don't know where they are. They're in someone else's Zoom rooms.
If you join our community, I have it up in our community.
Hey.
I'm going to do a takedown request now. No, I'm kidding.
Enjoy your day, guys. We'll see you
All right,
guys
guys, I
next
gotta
week.
go. Much
The
love,
replay will be
everybody.
shared in
Bye-bye.
the replay will be shared in the comment that I posted in the group today about this about the presentation. Just look for it in about an hour. It should be there if you want to catch a replay. And I will also grab that document and share it along with the replay. Let me grab that document before I lose it here. But that's pretty much it, everyone. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, post in the Facebook group. Join us every single day over here, as well as if you have any other questions, check our help docs as well for assistance. And hopefully see you tomorrow for another
Yeah,
session.
make sure if you have questions for Joshua and I directly, make sure you tag us so we get notifications because our Facebook is wildly inundated lately.
All right, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.
Thanks, Fer.